This is the Mulberry Lane Show, brought to you by Elisa Ilana Jewelry and online at elisailana.com. Now, here's Mulberry Lane, Rachel, Bo, and Allie Cash.
Hey, it's Allie, and I'm here with my sisters Rachel and Bo, and it's time for the Mulberry Lane Show.
Hi! Yeah! Well, today's something a little different for you.
Yes, in the first half, you hear a little new, and then you'll hear some hand-picked favorite guests of 2013. We put them together for you in a New Year's mashup to celebrate the end of 2013 from the classic artists to current. It's going to be a festive wrap-up.
And you know, you gotta love that space between Christmas and New Year's.
Yes, Rachel, it's kind of like looking at the road ahead and in the rearview mirror at the same time.
But I don't recommend that.
Not when you're driving.
So why not spend a little bit of your in-between space here with us? Spend it here the next 2 hours.
Yes, and we'll be moving forward. And really, what a time to pause and look back over the past year, have a toast, and start looking ahead to what 2014 has in store.
That's right, and you're going to get the guest lineup in a minute. But first, a big thanks to you for spending microbits of your 2013 here with us. We promise to keep bringing you inspirational guests to get you through the week, make you laugh, or even change your outlook.
So let's kick it off, sisters.
All right.
Woo! We've been spending all our time just planning for you. Allie, Cat, Bo, and Ray, your weekend getaway. We've been spending all our time, and now we've got you. Smile in so many ways. These are our guests today. Well, like we promised, Kellie Pickler Part 2 this week.
Best days of your life.
And in case you missed Part 1 last week, we'll play that one first. So stay tuned for some country music, Kelly style.
Back to the Mulberry Lane Show, brought to you by Elisa Ilana Jewelry and elisailana.com. Now, here's Mulberry Lane.
Well, you're listening to our Best of 2013 show. And first up, Kellie Pickler.
Well, you know her originally from American Idol, and you don't have to be paying too close attention to know that singer-songwriter Kellie Pickler's star is definitely rising. Her latest album, The Woman I Am, debuted at number 4 on the country charts. She was recently a Dancing with the Stars champ, and lately she's been popping up everywhere. She's got a holiday single, The Man with a Bag, but you'll love her because she is real. She's overcome hard challenges, and she's definitely always Kellie.
She's a little bit gypsy and a whole lot of country, and she's kicking it Christmas. Kellie Pickler. Welcome to the show, Kellie.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here.
It's fun to have you on the show. Okay, you've been on a whirlwind for the last few weeks. How are you doing?
It's been crazy. I'm alive. I'm still kicking. I'm just kind of on autopilot, I think. I'm kind of go, go, go. But
Do you get time to eat?
I have to do that on the run.
I bet.
A lot of airplane food.
Uh-huh. And that's always the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now the Man with the Bag song. How did that come about? Why did you choose that song?
Well, it's actually an old K-Star song,
Okay.
and she had made it popular in the 50s, and I'm a big fan of the classics, and especially that big band sound. And I've never recorded a song with a big band with the horns and all that. And so this was really an opportunity to kind of, I don't know, tie my love for country music in with this jazzy big band.
So now, was that different for you recording, like, with all the instruments around versus, you know, just hearing the guitar or, you know, the more country production?
For me, you know, a great song is a great song, and that's just a classic Christmas song. And as far as the production goes, it is, you know, it's a little different when there's a lot going on, of course, but, you know, the energy's different. But it was a great, great day. I'm so glad that I, you know, was able to cut this. Everyone knows Silent Night.
Yes.
Everyone knows Old Christmas Tree,
Right.
you know, and Jingle Bells. So let's find something that you don't always hear.
Right.
You know,
A
that
little
hasn't
variety.
been covered a million times.
Yeah. Okay, now you sang that song on the Country Christmas. We need to know, how did you walk in that dress?
Very carefully.
You looked awesome, by the way.
Thank you. I loved that whole Gatsby's kind of theme, that feel. It was really neat to kind of, you know, have the dancers, and I thought the guys looked amazing in their suits, and we just tried to, like I said, capture that Gatsby.
Yeah, you did a good job of that.
After being on Dancing with the Stars, did that change some of your on stage, what you like to wear and how you like to present yourself?
Not really. I mean, I kind of leave the ballroom dancing on the ballroom floor. So I haven't incorporated anything from Dancing with the Stars into my shows. I mean, I can't really do a Viennese waltz to my music.
That'd just be a little out of left field.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird for me to just start breaking out into the foxtrot. So
right.
I'm not doing any of that at my shows. But, it definitely was a wonderful learning experience. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I hope they have another All-Star season and invite me back. I missed the show. I had so much fun.
Yeah. Do you have dance training in your background?
No, I've never ballroom danced in my life, so I didn't know what I'd signed up for until it's too late.
Wow, that's pretty good.
But, you're working with the most talented dancers, and, Derek is amazing. And, of course, he's a talented choreographer. Just won his first Emmy this year for his choreography.
Wow.
So I was in good hands, and he taught me so much. I think the show really helped, gain a different type of confidence, more self-confidence. And you step outside your comfort zone, and you're doing that in front of the world, and experience all of this in front of everyone is kind of tricky.
Yeah. The pressure of the dancing versus the pressure of American Idol when you had to learn a song and sing it, in front of the millions of people. Was it different or was it kind of the same?
It was a different type of scary.
Okay.
For me, American Idol, I was hoping, first of all, I was 19 and green. I'd never been anywhere. I was so ignorant to so many things outside of my small town because I just wasn't exposed to that.
Okay.
It was a whirlwind because I'm experiencing all of this first time, these first time things in front of everyone, and you kind of have to grow up in front of everyone.
Right.
And that transition from a young girl to a young woman, kind of hard for anyone in the spotlight in the business. It's the same for guys. It's hard for men to go from boys to men in front of everyone, So that's a challenge in itself. And then, two, with Idol, I was hoping that would be the road that led me to Nashville. I want to be a country singer. I've known that since day one, and I just, I've always loved what Dolly Parton did, and I loved Tammy Wynette, and I just wanted to be able to do what they were doing when I grow up.
So you kind of had that pressure on you of you really wanted it to lead to your dream.
This was a make it or break it kind of a deal. And with Dancing with the Stars, it's not going to make or break anything.
Right.
It might break a bone, but with Dancing with the Stars, I approached it like an extracurricular activity. It's
more
like being
fun.
in college. You have your profession, you have your job, your career that you're going after, but you might play sports. You might play baseball or football. Well, there's nothing to lose, There's nothing to lose except a plastic ball,
right.
So, but I worked hard, and I'm so happy that, I put myself out there in that vulnerable place, and I'm glad I did the show. I would do it again, like I said, in a heartbeat.
Okay, now your latest album was produced by Frank Liddell. Okay.
Frank Liddell and Luke Wooten.
Okay, and so what was cool about working with those guys?
I started working with Frank and Luke on my last album, 100 Proof, and they are so amazing to work with in the studio because they highlight your talent, and they build everything around you. You know what I mean? They're not trying to manufacture or make up something or create anything. They just build around my strengths, and they let me sing, and we build in everything around my voice and my story. That's what I'm a storyteller. I tell a story through the form of a song, and so they never tried to change me. They always want to know my ideas. They help me find the artist in myself. To be honest. And
now you have said this album is the most you of any you've recorded. So, and you kind of touched on it in that last answer, but how did you get to that place? Because there is a lot of pressure. So how did you find you as an artist?
I think some of it comes with just growing up, and I think everyone matures differently. Some people have to grow up faster than others. For me, I had to grow up really fast. I had to take care of myself at a very young age. And so where I'm doing adult responsibilities and I'm taking on, the role of kind of being the parent.
Right.
at such a young age, that there's so much of a childhood in a sense that I missed out on.
Right.
And so I've had to kind of figure all of this out, as I go. I met my husband, and he's my best friend. And I think him, in particular, he's been the one thing that's really, he's my saving grace. I mean, he has my rock. He's my best friend. And there's so much comfort in knowing that you have your life partner. And I don't feel like I'm trying to conquer the world by myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I have my partner.
Right by your side.
You were raised mostly by your grandparents, and you did
My
have
grandparents and my father.
Okay.
I think people don't give my dad enough credit.
Okay, so he was in there too.
When I was, I was back and forth between his parents, my grandma and my grandpa Pickler, and my dad.
Okay. And then you always seem, and maybe this is true or not, but you always seem to have had a pretty upbeat attitude about your life and everything. So, and a strength about you. So where has that come from?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I guess it's just something that was just kind of passed down. The women in my family are very strong women. My grandmother, I take a lot after her, and even more so after her mother, my great-grandma Dry.
And is that, you have a song about her, right?
Yes, it's called Selma Dry. And, she was a pistol spitfire, crazy country granny. She was like the Beverly Hills Billy granny. I guess I just kind of get it. My dad's a very strong person, and I've just been around strong people, and nothing's ever come easy, and I kind of don't want anything ever to come easy because I don't know how I would do it. I don't know how I would handle that.
Yeah,
but
that probably helps you a lot in this industry because it's not an easy industry.
Oh, definitely not. There's nothing easy about this, but there's nothing easy about life.
Yeah.
And it's just, we all have to kind of find ourselves as we grow up and just kind of find our place in the world where we feel like we belong, and I think people underestimate the fact that we all have so much more in common than what we give credit to.
Yeah, I agree.
We all hurt the same way that anyone else does. And we all feel, and we're all people, and we all have and need the same things to survive, and we need to be loved.
She tells it like it is. Kellie Pickler.
And coming up after the break, more with Kellie.
She talks about friendship, what she did for her best friend, and she'll share some beauty tips. You don't want to miss it. Here's some Kellie for you.
Mr. Kringle is soon gonna jingle the bells that'll tingle all your troubles away. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bad coat. Christmas is coming again. He's got a
Back to the Mulberry Lane Show, brought to you by Elisa Ilana Jewelry and ElisaIlana.com. Now, here's Mulberry Lane.
Well, we're back right now with rising country star Kellie Pickler. We're talking about the common themes in her songs of needing to be loved and stories from her life. Let's go back with Kellie.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of your songs speak to those topics because they are drawn from your life.
Oh, definitely. I love, like I said, telling a story through the form of a song is pretty neat. And with my albums, I feel like each album is like an audio book, and each song is a different chapter and has a different story and meaning and message to tell.
Now, on this current CD, you co-wrote all the songs, and you worked with a lot of different writers. So do you have a particular writing session that you really liked this time around?
I kind of write in the moment.
Okay.
I'm not a cubicle writer. I'm not someone to just okay, we're going to write a song at 3 p.m. in this cubicle down on Music Row. I'm like, no, let's bring some writers out on the road, and if we feel inspired to write, we'll write a song. But I don't want to make up anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, my husband and most writers, down on Music Row, that's what they do for a living.
Right.
Every day they go in and clock in, and they write a song, and sometimes it's a song that, is from the heart, and then, and then sometimes it's like, they might have to write a song for a particular artist, and you have to kind of try to jump in their brain and think, okay, what would Carrie Underwood say? Or how would Martina McBride say this?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's kind of tricky when you're writing for other people.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you're definitely one that could only express yourself the way you express yourself.
Yeah, I'm not, for me, I feel like my life is a country song, so I don't really need to make up anything. I just sing about whatever's going
What you
on.
know. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then your best friend, now she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and you shaved your head in support of her.
For Summer, which, speaking of Summer, she just finished her last chemo treatment a couple weeks ago, and she's cancer-free,
Wow.
and she's doing amazing.
Wonderful.
So God is
amazing
great.
news.
God is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Summer's more, it was so weird when people say, like, she's your best friend, because we've never referred to each other as best friends.
Okay.
Because we've always referred to each other as sisters. Her mother really kind of took me under her wing after my grandmother died. I call her mom Carolyn. I call her mom. We're family. Summer's a lot older than I am. She's like my big sister. So we always get kind of like, my best friend.
What was her reaction when you told her that you were going to shave your head in her honor?
She was not going to have it. She said, no, you cannot do this.
Uh-huh.
No, what are you, I was in the middle of signing a new record deal.
Yeah.
And so I called my manager and I'm like, we need to explain to Black River Entertainment what's going on, because I don't want them to think that I've gone nuts and just shaved my head.
Right, sure.
And I wasn't originally going to tell anyone. Like, I went and bought all these wigs and everything, and I wasn't going to tell anyone.
Wow.
I was just going to shave it and that be between Summer and I. But it happened differently. We were approached by Dina Waters and different breast cancer organizations, and me going public with it, we've raised so much money. It was ridiculous. I had no idea that me shaving my head was going to have that type of impact at all. And so Summer, of course, she was all for it, and she wanted to raise as much awareness and, as much money. We're going to make the best of this, and we're going to do it with a smile on our face.
Yeah.
And we did, and but at first Summer was a little like, I'm worried that, of what people are going to say. You have concerts, you've got all this stuff going on, and like, I don't think you should do it. And I went, Summer, all of that comes second. Like, people come before things, and
it's what a sister would do.
Yeah, it is. And regardless if I were still at Sonic, I would still be doing this with you. You're my family. So.
So now you recently received the Heart for the Warrior Award.
For the Warrior.
From the USO of North Carolina, because of your dedication to USO tours, and that has really been something that's been important to you. Yeah,
I'm so happy to, honored and proud that, I'm able to say that we're planning our 7th USO tour now. And,
that's awesome.
Just to be honored in North Carolina, which is my home state, at the USO Gala, it was pretty special because, first of all, I felt very undeserving to be up on that stage with all of, the servicemen and women they were honoring. They all got up there and told their story, and just so powerful. And then it was like, and here I am up here I did not feel like I deserved to share the stage with them. They are the heroes, and I just sing.
Yeah.
I don't do anything special, but I just sing.
But still, it's a good service, though. I mean, using your talent in a way that you can.
We look forward to, our USO tours every year. And
had to be a big highlight.
So now,
absolutely.
Kelly, we have a question of the day.
What is your favorite holiday childhood memory, and how has that impacted your life?
Well, for me, I've never been a real big traditional person.
Okay.
My family growing up, everyone comes to Grandma's for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and, we all have, I guess more traditional in that sense. But I've never been one of those people that we have to do this. I've never been a by-the-books kind of a person.
Okay.
I'm like fly by the seat of my pants kind of a person. And, I'm like, oh, it's Thanksgiving. Let's go to Mexico.
Okay.
Let's have Mexican food for Thanksgiving,
So you're kind of more spontaneous.
Yeah, and my husband's like that too. And with our jobs, we travel a lot, and, there's, a lot of time that, we spend apart. So sometimes the holidays is the only time that we have together.
Yes.
And so we like to disappear and just kind of run away together. But there's been Christmases that we've spent in Nashville, and we're kind of gypsies.
Okay.
We like to be on the go.
Hence you're single.
A little bit gypsy.
Yeah. That's a great little segue.
Yes, exactly. And before we let you go, there's a lot of girls who idolize you and the way you look. So we want to know, do you have a beauty tip? What's your favorite beauty tip?
A Clarisonic.
Okay.
I am obsessed with skin.
Uh-huh.
Like I was in cosmetology actually before Idol, and I was going to pursue to be an esthetician. And so I've always been a little obsessed with like skin products and I don't know, skin stuff. So
Yes.
I love the Clarisonic. It's worth it. It's the best beauty tip thing, I think.
Okay.
I think really the thing that makes someone beautiful is a smile. When you see people that are laughing and smiling, it puts off this, like, it's so contagious.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
And you want to be close to those people, you know. And so I think that is something, you know, laughing and smiling and just being around people that have joy and bring you joy. That's beautiful to me.
I like that thought.
So that you have the inner and the outer beauty.
Sometimes you meet the people, like, that are the most gorgeous people you might see on TV or in a magazine or whatever. But then you meet them and it's like, man, they're not that pretty on the inside.
Yeah, the
you
vibe.
know?
Yes.
And it just changes everything.
It's
So
like the
really,
really good-looking guy that you go out with, and after the date, you're like, I'm not even attracted to him anymore.
yeah, like you were so much cuter until you opened your mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And vice
definitely
versa.
have had those moments.
Vice versa, the nerd, and then you out with him, and you're like, I really like him.
You're in love with him. Yeah, yeah.
All right, Kelly, this has been a fun chat, and thank you for opening up and sharing your life with us. And your
thank
star
you,
is
Betty.
on the rise, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, girls. So
This was
much.
a lot
I
of fun.
appreciate it. Take care.
You
Bye
too.
now.
Well, you're listening to the Mulberry Lane Show. Good times with Kellie Pickler. New Year's is coming up, and we're wrapping up 2013 with our best of show. Coming up, our interview with Kenny G. Keep it here.
Going where the wind blows, yeah. I was born to chase the sun. Some horses gotta run. Yeah, I'm always gonna be a little bit gypsy. Just set me free. I'm a traveling circus train, spinning weather vane, going where the wind blows. Yeah, I was born to chase the sun. Some horses gotta run. Yeah, I'm always gonna be a little bit gypsy. Someday, hey, maybe I'll settle down, but it sure ain't anytime close to now. So much that I might miss it. I sit still for a single minute. I got a life and I'm gonna live it the only way I know how. I'm a traveling circus train, spinning weather vane, going where the wind blows. Yeah, I was born to chase the sun. Some horses gotta run. Yeah, I'm always gonna be a little bit gypsy. I don't know, and I got a ring for sale. I got a ring for sale, a shell of gold with a princess diamond. I got a ring for sale, and I'm gonna let it go real cheap. Yeah, I got a ring for sale, a blue box with a velvet lining. Act right now before he finds out, and I'll throw in the dress for free. Well, I thought about taking the high road, and I thought about giving it back, and then I thought about all of them low-down things that he'd been doing behind my back. Now he can stop by and apologize. Well, he's got another thing coming, 'cause I got a ring for sale. I got a ring for sale, it's yellow gold with a princess diamond. I got a ring for sale, and I'm gonna let it go real cheap. Yeah, I got a ring for sale, a blue box with a velvet lining. Act right now before he finds out, and I'll throw in the dress for free. Well, I burned the invitations, returned the decorations, took the hold off the Baptist. Getting a higher education in my new philosophy. It don't take much to make something out of nothing, can't you see? Just need some time to unwind, get our minds to buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. Whoa, hey there, how about you? Do you feel like I do? Buzzing. No, it ain't that complicated. It's a way of feeling fine. A little front porch meditation, letting our worries roll on by. We'll sing along to songs we know with the AM radio. Buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. Whoa, hey there, how about you? Do you feel like I do? Buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. Songs are like that. That's just the woman I am. I like my coffee black, 3 ice cubes in my jack. Daddy taught me how to drink like a man. That's just the woman I am. I'm stubborn and proud and get loud with a beer in my hand. Sometimes I cuss too much 'cause I don't give a damn. And that's the woman I am. I can paint the perfect disguise, hide the pain behind my eyes. 'Cause sometimes I can't get past the past that made me the woman I am. I'm stubborn and proud and get loud with a beer in my hand. Sometimes I cuss too much 'cause I don't give a damn. Where and get messed up. Gotta be something we can get into downtown. Oh, one of them nights where the neon lights never go down. She kept a 38 special and a can of snuff in the pocket of her apron in case something came up. She grew up ragged, she grew up rough, the way she had to be. I know Selma, she'd be proud of me, 'cause I'm the only apple on the tree that didn't hit the ground and stick down in the mud. She's up in heaven or raising hell, and if I can stand up for myself, it's 'cause her gunpowder's running through my blood. And when I die, put me in the ground beside Selma Drive. Folks round town, they said she was mean, but they never saw the woman I seen. Never even touched a washing machine and hung everything on the line. Kept her peaches and her money in a canning jar. Never owned a TV or drove a car. This hurt is drowning me inside. It's like an ocean deep and wide, and you're an anchor pulling me down, pulling me down. And I've cursed your name, I've tried to numb the pain. There's no whiskey, there's no pills to change the way it feels. And I've prayed and prayed for it to go away. There's only one thing left for me to do. I forgive you. I learned I had to set it free. Hating you was only hurting me like poison. I had to let go of the dream that our past could ever be anything but what it was, any different than it was. And I've cursed your name, I've tried to numb the pain. There's no whiskey there. Light up the night like a cigarette to dynamite. Daddy tried to hold me back, but I was halfway down the track. I needed you just like a drug. You needed me, we fell in love. I knew I'd be doing time when you locked your eyes with mine. I jumped in and took the ride. I'm your Bonnie, you're my Clyde. This old town ain't safe with us. You and me, boy, are dangerous. Our love needs a warning sign. I'm your Bonnie, you're my Clyde. We're like whiskey from the steel, the kind of buzz you just can't kill. There's a poison in your kiss, but loving you is worth the risk. I knew I'd be doing time when you locked your eyes with mine. I jumped in and took the ride. I'm your Bonnie, you're my Clyde. This old town ain't safe with us. You and me, boy, are dangerous. Our love needs a warning sign. I'm your Bonnie, no cure for crazy, baby. Now I ain't prim and proper, no country clubbing, champagne popper, dropping names, sipping Sonoma wine. I'll be barefoot on the bar while lightning buzz from a mason jar, chasing my whiskey with a damn good time. Well, there ain't no cure for crazy. I ain't sorry, baby. Wheels fell off of my trailer. Daddy taught me how to cuss like a sailor. I'm an all-night long neck train wreck, 2 queens short of a full deck. Good luck trying to save me. There ain't no cure for crazy. It's alive. Things are tough all over, and Lord, I see no end in sight. Things are tough all over, but it's a tender world in your arms tonight. It's a tender world in your arms tonight. It almost makes me feel ashamed